let's set up new pocket Moleskine for 2024. In 2023, I discovered pocket Moleskine. I have been using Moleskine notebooks for many years, but somehow I never came across the pocket one. Maybe it wasn't just the right time. And this year I discovered pocket Moleskine daily and weekly, and the one that I stuck with was the daily one. It brings me a lot of joy every day, and it's just big enough to make daily notes, memory keep, do some scheduling, but not so overwhelming and large that you feel like you have to fill out the whole page. So I loved it so much, and I love the chunk of it. Look how cute it is. And I decided that in 2024 I'm gonna use pocket Moleskine again, and so I got it. So as I mentioned, I had in the beginning of 2023 both weekly and daily pocket Moleskines, and I really loved how they looked together, how extra chunky they were. But then throughout the year I found myself not using the weekly format at all. I guess I'm just not the weekly kind of user. I love daily pages and I love monthly pages. So I decided for 2023 not to get the weekly one, but I still really like that extra chunky feel. So I decided to get a monthly one. So for 2024, I'm gonna use these two together. As you can see, when it's new, it's this thin. I mean, it's chunky, but still much thinner than when you have it in the end of the year. Just compare these two side by side. Isn't it so cool? So for this year, for 2024, I will be using, again, the same daily pocket Moleskine, and to chunk it up, I'm gonna use a monthly one. So in the daily Moleskine, there are monthly pages, but the squares are very tiny and you can barely put anything in them. The monthly one has month on 2 pages versus daily one has month on 1 page, and therefore the squares are a little bit bigger, and I will be able to write monthly events a little bit easier. And of course, I will have the extra pages here together with this one, and these two will be this nice chunky set. So let's open them up and set them up. So Moleskines from year to year don't change that much. They stay pretty much the same with all the format and internal pages, and so is the packaging. But I noticed that this year they decided to put these wraparounds on the top of the plastic instead of around the notebook itself. And on one hand, it kind of makes sense because they are to be thrown away, and then by having a whole paper band, you use more paper. But to be honest with you, I think I will be kind of sad because I really enjoyed having that band. I did keep it on. As you can see, it wraps all the way around, and it has like a calendar in here, and you can make it standing calendar out of it. And I kept it on here because it kind of gives it a little bit of splash of color, and you can tell right away it's pocket Moleskine. Looks like this year they decided to just stick those on the plastic. They are on the top of this, not inside. So once I take this off, they will be gone altogether. So that's kind of sad because then it's just a black notebook. Yes, of course there is 2024 here and Moleskine on the back, but you know, from across the room you cannot tell that is a Moleskine one. Oh well, I guess that's just something new this year. And the same thing with monthly, and I imagine same thing would be with weekly ones as well. So here they are, two together. Very cute, very matchy. So let's look at, I guess, monthly one first. I have never used it before, so I want to see how it is inside. So as all Moleskines, looks like it has the elastic band. I do wish the elastic bands on Moleskines were a little bit tighter. They're very loose. Over time, they let the notebook expand and they're able to hug it, but always afraid that they're gonna get very loose by the end of the year. Granted, because I use them inside of the cover, I usually don't wrap it around, so it just stays in the back. So the monthly one, you have your standard, you know, in case of found page. And then you have the title page, Moleskine Monthly Notebook 2024. And here looks like you can put your personal data as far as name and phone number and all of that. And there is 2024 calendar, just like an overview calendar. A little bit of space here. You can put, you know, whatever deco or some other notes. Alright, so it looks like there is also this kind of like a line per day on this page. So you have January, February, March, and looks like there are moon phases here, number of each week, and every day. So this is, I mean, it's because it's pocket, it's pretty tiny, but looks like you can put one single event on each. If you have like one birthday, I mean, of course, if you have more than one event that one day, then you won't be able to fit them in. But if you have one thing, you can put it here. I imagine you can also use it as a tracker. For example, if you want to track the hours you sleep or steps you walk every day, then you can write it in every day here. Also, if you maybe pull like a tarot card, you can write what card that was. So any kind of tracking when it's a one thing a day, I think this can be used for that. So maybe I'll track something here, we'll see. And there's the next year, 2025. Oh, looks like there is something for 2025, so that's really cool. So even though it is monthly for 2024, looks like there is 2 years worth of these day on one line. Really cool. So there are ideas and goals, travel planning, destination, date and notes. I would love to fill that one out. And there are extraordinary moments this year, so just dotted page. Make space for your own Moleskine templates. So that Moleskine has templates that you can print and put on here. I'm sure you can also find some interesting printable to stick on here, or maybe photo, or maybe some kind of an image, maybe a vision board for the year here. And there's map of the world, like a lot of Moleskines have, where you can mark up where you traveled this year. And there is an inch meter here, and 2024 begins. And there are the monthlies. So I know they still look small compared to regular, you know, large sized planner, but they are actually bigger than your standard Moleskine. So let me show you what my daily one looks like. So the monthly and the daily one are on one page each. So as you can see in comparison, look how tiny they are. They're literally just basically what, like half a size, quarter size as these. So all I'll be able to use in here is I put a stamp here, for example, for birthday, and I write whose birthday that is or anything like that, but that's it. Like you cannot really fit much in here. But in this one, because it's slightly bigger, you can put a little bit more. You can put a couple events here. I mean, like maybe what, 1, 2, 3 events here. And when I saw that, I thought, okay, that will be a good monthly calendar to have with that size. Oh, that's really cool. So it looks like there is month, and then there are note pages, 2 note pages for, I imagine, that previous month, which is cool because then you can make maybe a note here and then expand on it here. So for example, if you have someone's birthday or some kind of a travel plan, for example, you can put actually like a traveling list here. That's really cool. And then you have February, and then the same thing. So that's really neat. Makes sense why you will have these many pages for just a monthly planner, right? Because your every other spread is just empty pages, note pages for that month. Really cool. And you have moon phases here. And you have, oh, that's really cool. I just realized what this last column was. So this is, you have Monday through Sunday. So it's Monday start. And then you have notes for each week. So each week, 9, 10, and so on. You can put like additional note for that week. That's really cool. And your note pages again. And on it goes. Looks like the page marker is here. Let's see. They're hiding. Is there one? Yeah, it's one. Makes sense because it's a pretty small planner. And it goes all the way till the end. Let's see where the year ends. So this is December of 2024. And then looks like there are a bunch of note pages. That's really cool. Because then you don't have just a calendar kind of thing. You can keep notes per each month. And then you have additional space. Basically almost like a half of this planner are just blank note pages. So you can use them for whatever you need. Just thoughts on every month. Maybe you can use it as an additional monthly reflection or just to take notes. Right, and in the very end, yes, like all Moleskines, looks like it has the gusset pocket, and inside of it you have stickers. So there are always these red, turquoise, and black ones. So there are different symbols for travel. There are just, you know, like just bubbles, hearts, stars, things like that, and then alphabet here if you wanna, for example, put letters here, you know, year, whatever. Make notes just for any kind of purposes. Let me put it here. Oh, it looks like there is a sticker with a year. Let me see. Oh, it's really nice. So you have 2024 in black, gold, and silver. I don't think I've seen this before. So that's really neat. So if you want to put a brighter sticker on your planner, or maybe put it here when it's on your shelf, you can choose which color you want. That's really nice. So let me put this back in. There we go. Let me close this off for now. So that's really cool. I'm really liking this already. Definitely more useful to me than the weekly was. So let's put it aside and look at the daily one. So I've used it already. I'm still using it in this year, but since they changed the wrappers on them, I wonder if they made any changes inside in this year. So let's look at them together. So the one I got are the flexible, soft cover. There is also hard cover that makes it like a real book. I didn't get those because they add extra thickness, and then it's really hard to put them in a cover, or if you want to add something together, they just take up too much room. So I decided to get soft cover, and I was really happy with them. So let's see, let me move this real quick to the side for a moment, and then maybe we'll have some kind of a side-by-side with the one that I have today. So let's open this and see. Alright, so we open, looks like the front is the same. We have the "in case of loss, please return to." Moleskine's logo, cool. Moleskine Daily Diary 2024, same as this one, so that hasn't changed. Personal data looks the same. Then the calendar, just the way the monthly one had. Let me look. So same thing as this one. Looks like the font hasn't changed either, or maybe a little bit. And then I go straight into the monthly calendar in the one I have. Let me see. Alright, so it's the same thing here. And these are Monday start as well, just something to keep in mind. Again, this is the spread. As you can see, these are very small. They're still useful. Again, if you have like a one monthly event, you can fit it in here, maybe two. As I do, you can use stamps, or you can use tiny stickers and maybe color coding and put on the bottom what color coding is. So then you have your monthly calendars all together. Then after that you have 2025. So let's see, did I have 2024 in this year's? Yes, okay. And then in that one there are global holidays. And looks like this one doesn't have them. Let me see. For years, Moleskine had these kind of pages. Because this notebook is kind of intended for the world traveler, so it has a lot of travel related things, but a lot of people use them without that. Also, a lot of things that are provided here can now be achieved by looking at your phone. And so, for example, these different timelines, they take up space, but a lot of people don't use them, so it looks like they removed them, because now we'll go straight to ideas and goals. So let's see what else was here. So here we had map of the world, which doesn't look like it's here. Then there was also measures for the world and dialing codes, which again, like so highly unapplicable nowadays because you can just message people. And only then we had ideas and goals. So look like they dropped 1, 2, 3 different spreads, which gives you extra pages for something else. I imagine in the end maybe, so we'll see. So then we go to ideas and goals and travel planning, which stays the same, kind of the same as we saw in the monthly one. And then we have my extraordinary moments and my blank space, just like the monthly had. In the old one we had, yes, the same thing, so that stayed. And then we have map of the world, so that stayed, like the dotted one that you can fill in yourself. I don't know if you can tell, it's very faded, made out of little dots, but basically it's the world made out of these little dots, and then you can mark it up as you travel, for example. Okay, the next one is there is a measure again, and then the title page, Moleskine Daily Diary 2024, and we had the same thing last year as well. And then we'll go straight into dailies. Okay, so that stayed the same. And so on the dailies, if you haven't seen them before, so this is how they're formatted. You have your day of the week here, month, and then the date. Same thing on this side. On the bottom, you have a little cloud with the sun and thermometer. So this is to track your weather, which I do. And then here you have hours, and they're basically in military time. They start from 8 and end at 20 is 8 by military time. So it's 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then you have a couple lines here in case if you want to extend them and make your day longer for planning, or if you write, if you want to make notes here, like what you had for dinner, and on and on and on. I use them in various ways. Sometimes I do track things by hour when I need to. Sometimes I ignore them. You can also put stickers over them, obviously. I use this area usually to put larger day of the week. I track my weather, and here sometimes I write dinner, sometimes I make notes of what my day held and things like that, any kind of special events. You can kind of see it in here. Let me give you a couple examples. So for example, on this one, right, I had dinner time and I had some to-dos written down here. Here I gave myself to do for my project and things like that. Here I tracked the weather on the bottom with the temperature of the day. So kind of like this, right? And then also to note with the dailies, you know, you have your timeline here, but when you get to the weekend, the timeline is not there. It is there for Saturday, but not for Sunday. So your Sunday is kind of like time free. I guess to give you a hint, you know, do not make yourself a bunch of appointments and just relax. So that's how this is. And then on the bottom, you have your weekdays. I'm sorry, the number of the week. So this is week 2 and then week 4 here and on and on. Dailies go straight through, so it looks like that didn't change. You don't have any like a start end to the month. They just go all the way through for every day of the year. And then you get a bookmark here to mark where you're at, and then on and on. And then let's see if there are any differences in the end, because they took some pages out from the beginning. Let's see if there are changes in the back. So the one that I have right now, 2023, so it ends straight. It starts straight on January 1st and straight on December 31st. There are no extra days for last or next year, so just so you know. And then you have note pages. So in the one that I have for 2023, because as you saw there were extra pages in the beginning, in the end you get one page, note page. That's it, just to like test your pens or something like that. Here looks like because they dropped some pages in the beginning, they added a couple more. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pages. So that's really nice. So instead of basically one spread, you get like 3. Yeah, there we go, an extra one here. And then you have your Moleskine quote, and you have a back pocket again with the same stickers you saw before. And looks like there is also the yearly one here too. Really cute. So I think this is really nice that they've dropped the pages from the front and added extra notes. And the notes here, of course, it's not enough for you to have this little number of pages for the whole year, but you can use them for something else. Maybe you're gonna note like what my favorite pens, what pen size I like to use, what ink size I like to use, do some testing, and just some random stuff. If you ever like in dire need of notes and you need to use something, you can use these. So far so good. Looks like some things were improved, some things stayed the same, so that's really nice. So now let's actually set it up with the cover. So when I originally went into Pocket Moleskine, into this one, I used this cover right here and I love it. So this cover is from September Leather, and it's actually a passport cover. It's intended to be a passport cover, but it's tiny bit taller than your regular passport covers, and because of that it's exactly the same size as Pocket. And I mean exactly, it doesn't give you much room on the top or on the bottom, so you won't be able to really use tabs. It's really flush, which I like. And I was actually surprised when I tried to put Pocket Moleskines in here and they fit perfectly, and I was super happy. They were the width-wise and lengthwise they were exactly the same. And another thing that I loved about it is that it has a spine, and because it has a spine it gives it a structure versus, for example, most of the planner covers like this one from Shakespeare, it doesn't have a spine, so it will bend around whatever notebook you have, which is kind of cool. But because these are really thick, planners covers like these tend to just kind of like wrap around them and have no shape, and I really wanted to have a shape, so that was what attracted me to it, that it had a spine. It's reinforced, so it really keeps its shape. So this is the one that I used in the beginning of the year for my 2023, and then as it got really thick, and then I also decided to stop using the weekly one, I was able to put it into this cover. I actually have several covers. I'll link to videos where I review various covers for this type of planner. So in the end of the year, I end up using this one and I really love it. But for 2024, I want to set these up in this cover again, because I love it so much and it's one of my favorites. So it is basically TN style cover, so you can use it with passport inserts if you want to use it that way. It has a big pocket over here, it has a big pocket here and two smaller ones here. I just have some cute deco in here, and there is also a pen loop. One thing to keep in mind about this specific leather, as you can see, it's not shiny, it has a special coating on it, and so over time this brown leather will wear off on your pages and you will have basically like a brown ghosting, kind of like the way this one has. See this brown right here, it's from this pen loop. So if you mind something like that, maybe it won't be cover for you. Maybe you want to consider something like this with this shiny leather that doesn't bleed the color onto anything. But I really love this one and it's priced so well, unbelievable. You can find it in the description down below, and you can also find it on my bio on my Instagram. I love this cover, so I share it everywhere I can. So the way I did it last year, and I will do this year, to be able to fit both of these and not to have them fight for the space, what I did is I put the last page of this one into the last elastic here, and then the first page of this one in the first elastic band of this one. So let me put the rubber bands around so they don't get in the way, and then we're gonna fit it in here. So I know this is bigger than this cover is supposed to fit, but like I said, they do fit just perfectly, which is something that I love. If this kind of a tight fit is not your favorite, I would consider getting a true pocket cover that is intended for this size. But I really love the way this one fits just right. See, it's exact size bottom to top. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. So let me wrap this around so it doesn't get in the way. And then we're gonna put this guy in the front here. So you have to be careful and stretch these elastics really well so they don't crinkle the top and bottom of the page like I did just now. And because it's my own planner, of course, I don't mind that it's not like super perfect now, but it's all right. So when you do the first into first and last into last, it gives you the space, so then when you fold them together, as you can see, they fit just right. And because this cover has the spine and has the shape, it wraps around them perfectly, and the size wise they fit, side to side. Look how perfect it is. And even though this cover is passport size, as you can see, when you align them, they fit on each side just fine. They don't stick out on every side. It's like this neat little package that is so adorable, and look how chunky it is. So just like in the beginning of this year, when I put my Moleskines into this passport sized cover and I saw how perfectly they fit, I was so happy. I think to me this is so super adorable. Now, as I mentioned, the pen loop is here, and if you fold it out, you can put pen in it and use it, no problem. If you worry that it will stain this side of the notebook and you don't want any brown color on your pages, you can keep it in and you can use pen just inside of the elastic band. It fits just fine, and you can hold it like this. So for example, the pen that I'm planning to use will still be this same Energel Klena. Klenas work really well with Moleskine paper, and I also like this brown sepia color because it matches most of my covers, which are brown, and also it's not as harsh on your eyes. So how I will use it is literally just put it in here, voila. See, they are really good friends. It fits in here, this elastic band adjusted just fine, so you can keep it like that, or you can always use the pen loop, fold it out like this, and you can either fit the pen into it. It fits perfectly, as you can see, or if you don't want to do it like that, you can just fit the clip into it like this and put it under the elastic band and have it in your clip like that. And it will hold it with this and with that too, so you don't have to worry if your pen will fall out or not. So you can basically fit it in here 3 different ways. For now, I will put the pen loop away so it doesn't stain my paper. And there you go. So this will be the pen when I go into next year, but for now it's gonna stay with the one I'm using at the time. Now, because Moleskine paper is not really fountain pen friendly, I have a lot of fountain pens that are very small size. I actually got them to fit with this kind of cover. I have Kaweco Sports, I have several of them. I have Mahjong that are very small, and they would all fit here perfectly, but Moleskine paper is not exactly fountain pen friendly. If you have very dry ink and very fine nib, it works, but if you have anything juicier, it will, you know, bleed through pages, so that's up to you. As far as decorations for these kind of notebooks, I like to use stickers. I like to use highlighters that are like thin paper proofed. Sometimes they call them, you know, like a Bible highlighters or no bleed highlighters or something like that. So those work really well. Also washi tape, especially thin one. Some of the supplies that I love to use with my pocket Moleskine are, as I mentioned, these type of bleed proof highlighters. Mr. Pen has them, and then other makers make them too, so they look kind of like this. And then description, make sure they say, you know, bleed proof, so then they don't bleed through your page on the other side. I like these because they are very, you know, light colored, very gentle colors, and if you don't push on them really hard, they work really well and they don't stain through. Zebra mild liners work really well as well, especially if you choose, you know, gentle mild colors. Like this one is a bit too dark, so is this one, but if you have something lighter like this one, it looks really well. Also, as I mentioned, washi tapes. I have really skinny ones. Look how thin they are. They don't take up a lot of space because pages are pretty small, but they add the pop of color and decor, so I really recommend these. Also, if you want a wider one, something like this, right, it also takes up about like a line and a half, so adds a decor, doesn't take up too much space. You can get tiny stickers like these from Bondi. These are 2 sets of stickers in one set. These are like a household and the flowers. They're very small and don't take up a lot of space, so it works really well. For weather, I use stamps like these. These are erasable pilot stamps. These are Friction brand. As you can see, I have 5 different ones in here. Shopping cart, panda, just because it's cute, sun, cloud, and a birthday one. These ones are erasable just like the pens, so you need to make sure they dry really well because that kind of ink stays actually on the top of the page, so you need to dry it up before you close your pages. As far as other things that I use to decorate my Moleskine are some of the highlighters here. I really love using Energel Clenas of different colors. I believe this one not Clena, but it's also Energel. This one is in turquoise. I've tried different colors and they all work really well with this paper. Something dark like these Fude brush pens, they are a bit too dark, so will bleed through, so be careful with them. Here's the Kaweco because it has a really fine nib. Sometimes it works really well, especially when the ink is dry, but like I said, more than that, please rely on things like Clenas, on really light highlighters. I also have pocket scissors here for whenever I need to cut my washi tape. They unfold like this, really neat. I basically try to keep things to a minimum, so then I don't have to have, you know, this decision fatigue of what to pick to decorate with my Moleskines. I also love tiny stickers from different makers. One of the ones that I love from Create with Pen. As you can see, they are very small and can fit in this kind of planner, no problem. I also get various other stickers from brands like Suatelier, these adorable ones from Molang. I got these on Amazon, and as I mentioned, Suatelier has really cute one also, believe it or not. Midori has its own stickers too. Here's some coffee ones, here's some stationery ones, and basically what I'm trying to do is to find anything that is very, very small, and then this way I can decorate pages and not overwhelm the page, you know, not to take up half the page with a sticker, unless of course you want to do that, then it's fine too. But if you're looking for something that is small and will work with your writing and also with other decor, again, these Midori ones, look how cute they are and look how tiny they are. So these are just some things that I'm planning to continue to use. with my pocket Moleskine, and this is the setup. I just can't wait for 2024 to start already so I can go into this one, but of course I still have a couple months to be in this one, and I'm looking forward to chunking it up even more. Look, I still have this much space to go, but look how chunky the rest of the year became. And it is because I use the cord that I just described. I use different stickers and highlighters and tiny washi tapes, so it lets me, you know, dress it up without making it too chunky, but of course it chunks up still. But I love it. I think it's so cute. It's just a perfect size. Pocket Moleskine been my favorite planner this year. Just the perfect size to memory keep, to take notes, to plan your day, and just do some decoration without making it a whole big chore, you know. So I hope you enjoyed setting this up with me, and looking forward to 2024 with this cute, adorable little planner. So if you like these kind of videos, please like, please subscribe. In the comments down below, let me know which one of these supplies was your favorite. Are you a Pocket Moleskine user? Will you get one yourself after this video? And I would love to hear from you, and I'll see you in the next video, and until then, you take care. Bye.